Hey guys, welcome to the tutorial. My name's Nadeem Hirji, and today I'm going to be showing you a cool parallax effect. The principles and techniques for this effect could basically be transferred into different graphic design softwares as well. So that's one cool thing. And another cool thing is, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm obsessed with parallax. I just love how it makes everything look so cinematic and yeah. Cinematic. That's what I'm gonna go with. And I know what you're wondering. Yes, that is a playmat behind me. I am a father and I'm hiding a lot of junk back there, and the only thing I could find in this short period of time was the playmat. So there you go. Let's play the music. Okay guys, so we're gonna try to do this in real time. So let's see if I can remember what I know. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I always check is size, because just to be safe, you want to make sure it's 16:9. That's the most popular size when it comes to monitors. So 16:9, that's a good thing. The next thing I'm gonna do is, generally I would add in a guide, but I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward straight through that and add in the image that I want to apply the effect to. So this is going to be my image here. As you can see, it looks good, awesome. I don't really need these because keep them on actually. Now comes the fun part. Now is when we just add in the shapes and kind of go from there. So I'm going to cover up the back here. Make sure I've got 1080. So I've got the one built, or created, I guess I should say, and now I've just put the other one in there. Now these will basically just kind of go outwards. I felt like you guys needed to see that happen, but yeah, this will just go outwards. This one is going to go to the right, of course. We're going to change the length to about 300 to start. We could always change that or calibrate it, kind of depending on how the animation flows and how we feel about it. It's not the end of the world if it's too fast or slow. That's the beauty about something like this. Go over left on that guy. 300. Seconds. Okay, so I've added in the first set of shapes to create the parallax effect. I'm just gonna go ahead and add in another shape. You can see my guides are popping up here. Let's go from the center to about, yeah, let's do this guide. Why not? Actually, let's just move back a little bit. So for the parallax, you just want to kind of make it seem like there's some sort of contrast. That kind of looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this shape. And rather than drag it over to the other side, I'm just going to work from one side in. So I'm going to flip this vertically. And there we go. There is going to be our initial parallax. Looks a little sketchy. Let's bring this guy out here. And this dude, he's all the way there. And this guy out here. Okay, works for me. So now let's add in the motion paths to these guys. Same thing. We'll make them go to the left. I'm not going to do a full 300. Maybe let's say 200. Let's see where that takes us. I'm going to make sure my speeds have been slowed down to give it that cool kind of cinematic feel. And here's the last one that I just need to add the path on. So again, 200 for these guys. I'm just going with the basic 5-second, making sure that my speed is slow. I'll increase my timeline just to 10 seconds. It doesn't really matter right now because I'm just still kind of testing the waters here, I guess. And now let's do a quick preview and see how that looks. Alright. Okay, so it looks pretty cool. The only thing I'm gonna do is parallelograms. I'm just gonna increase the size just a tad. And this is the adjustments just being made. Okay, perfect. So I finished all of that. I've got the rectangle here. So what I'm gonna do is just basically take the parallelograms I just created, duplicate them, drag them over, I believe, to about here. We'll see. Activate this bad boy. So technically, they do have the motion paths applied, but of course, they're not the correct direction. So I'm gonna go in and change that up to right. And same thing with this guy, right? And the rectangle, I think I just need to add paths on there. It's on the right. Speed is slow. I've got about 5 seconds on there. Perfect. Okay, so that's good enough to kind of show you the gist of the design. This is the foundation, of course. Once you've created that, there's a few things that you could do. Now, for example, I'm just gonna do something very quick and easy, just so you can see how you achieve that look. So what you do is you add a shadow onto the shapes just to make it seem like they're on top of each other. I find that the initial shadow kind of is a little heavy. I like to bring it down to 101%. You can mess around with the options, do whatever you like, add distance, angle. Maybe let's add a little bit of distance on there. That works for me. Okay, perfect. So we've got our shapes, and we're gonna do another preview just to make sure everything works. Rock on. Now you can see the shadow on the right side. Looks a little odd. And that's probably because I didn't use a pre-built kind of shadow. So I'll just put that one in for now. Looks good, works. Okay, perfect. So now that we've got all that in place, we're gonna select everything, and we're not gonna group it. I know what you're thinking, but we're actually gonna do a format shape. And now to get that parallax background, what you need to do is you basically just go, once everything's done, once you've done all your programming and animation and all of that, you go to format shape where I am right now, and right now I've got it on solid fill, and that's to help me work a lot quicker on the project itself. Now once I've got everything finalized, I'll just put slide background fill, and you'll see something interesting happen. Oh, it's see-through. It's not actually see-through. Basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna take the background image and cover the shapes that I've just created. So that'll give it that parallax look. Now, you can preview it from here, see what's gonna happen. Alright, so we've got a little parallax going on. Now there is different things that you could do to make it look a little more cinematic, add a contrast, and by that I mean you would insert the same picture that you're using in the background, and you basically just recolor that image. So once you've inserted the image, you can see I've got the PNG selected there. I'm gonna go to recolor, and I'm gonna choose black and white, just for ease. Once I've done that, I'm gonna send that image to the back, and you'll see what happens. Boom. Okay, so we have a little bit of black and white, and we do have the color, right? So now I'm not a huge fan of something like this because there's not a lot of contrast. So what I'm actually gonna do is deselect that image I just brought in. I'm gonna go and I'm actually gonna change the background image, which will happen any moment. There we go. So here I am in the format background window. I'll make the background black and white. Close that. Now you can see everything black and white. Now I'm gonna unhide that picture that I brought in, and I'm gonna go back and perfect. I'm gonna go back and change the color adjustment on there. So it's raw picture, like I never made any changes. So you can see a little bit of contrast already happening. Now if I preview that, there we go. We've got a little bit of parallax going on. I like that a lot better. Personal preference, do whatever you want, make it work for you, do your thing. It's your project. Now, when it comes to text, I want to do everything inside Articulate, so you don't have to worry about bringing in different elements. Image, of course, that's going to happen, but for the text, what I like to do is I like to find the flattest, widest text possible. It might be a stylistic thing, so go with whatever would work for you or whatever look you like. In my opinion, I'm gonna go with this dude here because it pretty much worked for me. Copperplate Gothic Bold sounds very intense as well. We'll bring that up to what? I think I've done it for about 120. There we go. Now it looks a little less boring. So we're gonna take that text layer and just drag it onto our project here. Now once that's done, I'm gonna align it to the center. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the vertical alignment because I'm gonna be putting in another line of text. So I've got the parallax on there. Looks good. I think I actually do 160 on this, if I remember correctly. Ta-da! Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty cool. Put it back in the center. Okay, there we go. So we've got the first line of text in there. Now, you could of course play around with the text and the layering and make it look just as it is, or you can mess around a little bit. I like to just kind of play around and mess around with the layers. Now you can see it kind of gives it this cool 3D style effect. Yeah, I'll keep it there, and depending on how far back the motion goes, it'll open up to the whole title, or I'll have to make adjustments after, which is fine. Like, that's all part of graphic design. That's the name of the game, right? So I've got my parallax in there. Let's put in the second effect, I'm going to pick my Gothic bowl again. And this one, let's just make it 100. Drag it down here. Come on, bro. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's way too late for this. Okay, so now I've got it. I'm gonna align it on the center. Once I've done that, I'm actually just gonna bring it down, I think to about there. Make it white. Perfect. Now, because the text is smaller, of course, I want to spread it out a little bit just so it looks a little more aligned. So I'm just gonna add spaces in between, and yeah, that's the magic effect that we do. You add spaces in between the letters. So I'm sorry, Houdini, that I just totally let the cat out of the bag on that one. Okay, perfect. So we've got our effect in there. I've added in the letters. It looks incredibly mediocre. And I'm actually just gonna align this guy again one more time to the center. Okay. Now that I've got it aligned, I'm gonna go ahead and just drag them back with the other text here. I'm not gonna worry about putting any animations on there. The animation will pretty much be the shapes moving to the outside. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Let's go and preview the slide and let's go from there. All right. So yeah, we've got the parallax effect going in. The text looks good. You know, because it didn't open up all the way, there's two options that I have. I could pretty much take the parallax text and decrease the size, which is what I'm going to do. 160, let's bring it to 120. And I'm just gonna line it up again because we can't have text floating everywhere. Okay, effect, just a tad above effect. And let's nudge it up a little. Oh, there we go. Okay, once I've got it kind of like stationed where I want vertically, I'm gonna go ahead and align it to the center so it'll just snap right into place. Okay, so I've decreased the size. I'm also gonna go ahead and increase the motion on the parallelograms, and I believe it was 300 that I had on them, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that was just the rectangle. I'm not too sure. Doesn't seem like something I need to memorize at the moment. Let's have a look here and see what I did. Okay. So now if you want to change that, you would just click on the motion button, and I've got about 180 on here. So already I'll just throw in 260. Why not? Let's see where that goes. Okay, I adjusted the first one. I'm just gonna go ahead and hide that and adjust the second one. I don't want to get confused and adjust and readjust. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do the other side. Okay, we've got 200. Let's do 260 on there. Okay, and bring this guy in. You know what? I'm probably gonna change the order of this layer. It's not jiving too well with me. Bring it up here. I kind of like that a little bit better. And technically now would be the bottom there. I just need to adjust. Unless I completely confused myself. 260. I did confuse myself. Nice. It doesn't take a lot to do that. Okay. So let's show this guy up here. Let's hide this guy down there. Gonna make a quick change to 260 on there. The boxes, I believe I did 300 on them, so I'm not gonna worry about changing them just yet. I'll just kind of keep them as they are. Run a quick preview and go from there. Boom. And there you have it.